Hello and welcome to Bodied, a Cloud9 Fancast. I'm your host Havokpus, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host Frozencreek.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. I almost said like Froho. It's kind of like Froyo. So I almost
Froyo
called you
Creek.
yeah, like Froyo Creek. You're like a
Yeah, I think
frozen
it works.
yogurt.
If I change my name, I can become Froyo Creek.
Ooh,
I've thought about just dumping the frozen part before because there was a EU LCS player back in a day, I think, named Frozen.
mm.
So I feel like that's taken. So
You just want to be called Creek?
it is weird. I
It
do
feels
agree with
off.
that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but Frozen is kind of taken by a guy who's probably my age, if not
Uh,
younger, I'm sure, which is sad, but yeah, beside the point.
yeah. Well, we got a bunch of Cloud9 news for y'all, so we're gonna jump right into it. Cloud9 WoW, the boys, they beat Golden Guardians 3-1 and Unitas Blue 3-0 in the Arena World Championship circuit.
I'm not gonna act like I watched it, but it sounds good. I'm assuming they're what, Frost Mage Warlock or
Yeah,
Mage.
probably. I mean, it's it's really it's really easy to kind of predict what Cloud9 WoW is gonna do.
Yep, and so I'm assuming they played 7 games of that and won 6 of them, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad that they won. I love to see the WoW team win because they're really fun. So
Yeah, and I
uh,
think that means they'll continue to play in the Arena World Championship, but I'm not entirely sure. But I assume they have more games coming up this weekend,
No, yeah, it's like
if not
I
one
think
more
like
at
the
least.
circuit season for this season just started, so they'll probably get to play a bunch more games until they get to like I think a bracketed tournament.
Yeah, there's at least one more for the groups. So I assume that's probably this weekend. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. But moving on, surprise surprise Frozen. The London Spitfire lost to Toronto Defiant and the Dallas Fuel.
Surprise, surprise. They had many chances to win their first game, which I
I
assume
was
was against
so
Toronto.
you don't know how pissed I was at London for them like I don't want to say throwing, but like they had it frozen. They had multiple opportunities to close because if you watch the game, it's like, oh wow, London looks so good here. It's in the bag, and then they just mess up somehow or just let it slip through their fingers, and then they lose, and it's just like, why?
Yeah, it was tough. They had every chance to win that game, that match, and they were not able to get it over the finish line. It was frustrating as a fan to watch, but I knew going in that even if it was our best chance at a win, that a win was still not likely.
Yeah, it's sort of self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. They play Paris Eternal and Vancouver Titans this week. I believe this is their last games of the season, I think.
I'm not entirely sure, but I hope so, just for their
Let the
sake.
pain end.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they need some practice and a few weeks off.
yeah, they need more than a few weeks off. Um, I'm not really
Fair.
sure. Like we probably can't really talk even about like what's gonna happen with the team and like what direction they're gonna go. Until probably the off
Yeah,
season starts. Like I don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah, especially with Overwatch 2 coming out.
And Blizzard just having yet another scandal
No,
on
completely
the
imploding.
trash heap of scandals that they have already had.
Yeah, they pulled a Riot Games, so
Yeah, never want to go pull a Riot Games. Always bad.
yeah. So with Overwatch 2 coming out, I wonder if that's going to slow down a little bit. But I have to imagine it's coming out soon. But
Yeah,
I
I
I
think
haven't
it's
been
slated for next
following
year.
it. Oh, okay. So probably next spring.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I don't have to buy it because if I do, I'm not going to play
No,
it.
I believe it is that it is it's free and all of the cosmetics and stuff that you've got will transfer over. But I believe if you want to do more of the cooperative stuff, like the not like multiplayer or like PvP, but like the PvE and like story mode and I think some other stuff, I think you're gonna have to buy it. I think.
Okay. Well, I'm probably out, but it seems like it's going to be essentially the same game. But I haven't paid enough attention to it to completely know.
Yeah. Um, I still haven't heard much about that, like news wise. So we'll have to see. Moving on, Cloud9 Blue. They got a few wins. They beat uh, what is this? Beat Green
Green
Beans
beans and
in
exotic.
Exotic 2-0, and they beat Trade Like Pros 2-1 in the
Um,
NSG Last Chance qualifier.
yeah.
I'm not sure
So
what they're qualifying for, but it's their last chance.
yeah, they do move on. Um, I didn't watch it
I watched it.
yesterday.
It was Trade Like Pros actually looked really good, and the crazy thing is Trade Like Pros, a lot of them are like way under the age of like being able to compete in like VCT stuff. So like one of them's like I think the youngest player is like 13, and like then after that it's like 14 and 15, and I'm not sure about the other two players, but like they're super duper young, and they were kind of taking it to the team.
Wow,
Um,
wow, that's cool.
yeah, like the casters were really impressed. And I was impressed. Pretty much everyone was impressed in how they played. Hopefully they get picked up. I know that I saw maybe a rumor of like a Cloud9 Academy team for Valorant. So
Oh, huh,
maybe
that'd be fun.
Jack, if you're Jack, if you're listening.
Yeah, they are certain the an academy team if
Yeah,
they're that young.
yeah,
Um, I guess since it seems like it's likely to happen, should we talk about a possible roster change
yeah.
or addition?
I was gonna mention that like
Okay.
literally next.
Okay. Cool.
Um,
Go.
there is a very heavy rumor that Vanity, who people may know from CS:GO, and Vanity is a very good CS:GO Valorant player, very talented. He is looking to be picked up by Cloud9. Um, I'm not sure where the deal is and if it's already done and other stuff like that, but it's kind of this roster's taken so many weird twists and turns. Like, I want us to just have like players that are dedicated enough to where like 4 to 6 months after they're playing, they're just like, I'm not playing with this team anymore. And they either bench themselves like Tens and I guess Floppy have done, or it's just they're not performing, so you have to like switch their roles or just get new players. Like it's kind of frustrating and it's very similar to CS:GO in how the teams kind of run.
I mean, I feel like it's not that surprising since the game is so young, but we have had a relatively consistent core of guys, even if it's not exactly the core that we're looking for,
Yeah.
like tents and such. It's more of the friends part, but um, based on what I've read, I'm not very familiar with the Valorant scene, but it seems like if it goes through, it's going to be a really big pickup.
Yeah. It's a pretty big pickup. I'm really curious, like, who's he's going to slot in for. Like, are you going to do it with Poise? Are you going to do it with, uh, oh my God, I don't think you can do it with Zeta
Maybe,
or Mitch. Like, Mitch has looked really good, you know.
yeah,
So I
or
don't think you would replace him, especially because he's the IGL. Zeta is really good, you know. I imagine you keep Leaf, so all that's left is Poise and Zeppa.
yeah.
So
I mean, Zeppa, his pool is pretty small still, I believe. So it might be subbing in and out with some of the newer guys, but it seems like a pickup that would be a mainstay inside the roster either way. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have no idea. It'll be really interesting to see how this all develops.
Yeah, but I wouldn't expect really any movement until after the last chance qualifier. I have to imagine that once that's done, we might see some sort of official announcement if that is going through, but I wouldn't expect it until after that.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll keep everyone updated. Glad the boys got more wins and they're moving through that tournament.
It's been a wild, I guess. Kind of wild, like the Wild Rift scene.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was pretty bad too.
No, yeah, it was kind of bad.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Look, I have made worse. But yeah, the Wild Rift team, which is weird to say. Didn't think we'd have one of those. They lost to Enemy. Haha. Get it? Cause it's N M and then E like the letter, but it sounds like Enemy. It's very clever. They lost 2-1 in the Giant Slayers losers finals, and they move on to the Major 2. Is that correct? Like, did they?
Yes.
I don't know how
the Giant Slayers works. Based on what I read on Twitter, it seemed like the Giant Slayers was Major 1, and then they're now moving on to Major 2. I'm not sure what it's called, but based on what I read, I believe that is technically correct.
Okay, I see. And that's the best kind of correct.
Yes, exactly.
But, I mean, I think going to the losers finals, that's what, like third, fourth place?
Yeah, probably fourth.
I mean, that's top 4 for like, you're still trying out a roster. That's pretty good, you know?
Yeah, apparently Enemy is unsigned. They're just a few
it's just
randos.
A bunch of dudes.
So
I think to be fair, our 4/5 of our Wild Rift team are not officially signed either.
Yeah, but it would be nice to pick up maybe a jungler from them or something.
Yeah, maybe like
of our own,
like a king of the jungle, you could say.
Yeah, just no.
He has the ability to surf on vines and
get rid of him. It's the past tense of that guy, though. So he formerly could surf on vines, and he was formerly a king of the jungle.
Did you ever watch the live action reboot? I know this is very off topic. It came out like 3 or 4 years ago, I think.
No.
It was okay.
I thought you were talking about the one that came out in like maybe early 2000s with
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
No, that was George of the Jungle, by the way.
Oh.
No, there was one that came out like 3 to 4 years ago. There was a scene where like he's just like Christoph Waltz is the bad guy, and he's in like this like town or plantation, I can't remember what, and he's just sitting there, and then like Tarzan is like just booking it and running as he's leading this like stampede of like, it's either like bison or like rhinos, I can't remember, but he's just running as he's leading as he's like leading this big stampede.
So it was okay.
It was okay in the largest sense of the word.
I wasn't going to watch it, but that's not a
you can
recommendation.
You can tell like the cultural impact it had is like you cannot recall at all this movie ever even existing.
I guess I did recall George of a Jungle, but that was good at the time, so that might not be fair.
Anyway, getting back on topic. Cloud9 Academy. Cloud9 Academy. They pulled off a banger of a reverse sweep against Evil Genius's Academy.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was exciting.
Yeah, Copy came up huge.
Darshan came up huge. Darshan was making plays.
He bounced back from a tough first 2 games.
Yeah.
You'll go with that one. Fire was big. King was massive on Ziggs.
Oh yeah, he got a pentakill, didn't he? Or
I don't
like at
think he
least a
did.
quadra. He did really good.
Yeah,
Let's
he
put it
did.
that way.
Yeah, and I now believe that Ziggs is OP. His late game ultimate is stupid strong.
Yeah,
We
it
won
does a lot
like
of
two
damage.
or three fights in game 4 or 5 just off that alone because their ADC, whomever it was, just he went from 100 to like 20 to 25% health and just had to run. So it came up huge that game.
Yeah, but
But
they play against FlyQuest Academy tomorrow, I believe, the
yeah,
August 12th.
yeah, the late game.
It's very late. It's at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, so I probably
That's very late.
won't watch it live. Maybe I'll watch game 1 or something, or catch the broadcast after the fact on Friday morning. So they're into the Academy semifinals. I assume that they're probably playing for seeding in Proving Grounds at this point. So they have FlyQuest tomorrow, who was the 1 seed, and then the winner plays the winner of 100 Thieves Academy and Team Liquid Academy, who play the early game tomorrow. So we might actually start before 10 p.m. if that goes fast.
Yeah, we'll have to
So
see.
yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna do it live and take a break, or put us afterwards, or start us exactly at 10 on a different stream. So I guess we'll have to see on that. But good news for them. They're still in contention for that 1 seed at Proving Grounds, I assume, still. So we have to get a big win tomorrow. So, or today, depending on, probably today.
Yeah.
Technically today on Thursday.
Well, someone didn't come up big this weekend, Frozen.
Who was it? Dig?
No, it was the
Dig
Cloud9 LCS
Itas
team
Quantum Pay.
as they lost 3-1
Oh, we played this
to Team
weekend?
Liquid. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say play. I mean, you could say it in more in the loose definition of the term.
Yeah. So I did say a 3-1.
You did.
I did get that right. Yeah, so we lost the first 2 games, won game 3, gave up 6 again in game 4, and lost. I think what the biggest storyline from the games is that Team Liquid kind of transformed how they play from a few weeks you go to playoffs. Like, they've always been this we're better than you, so we'll beat you in lane and then just play a late game comp and outscale you too. So they must have been expecting that, and then Team Liquid came out aggressive. Lee Sin for Jensen, who solo killed Perks. Perks came out playing Oriana for some reason, and it just never seemed like they knew how to come back from Team Liquid playing so aggressively.
Yeah, and I think that I know there was an interview that I think Alfari did. And he said that C9's easy to play against because their early game's really predictable, which I think is fair. Um, I think that a lot of uh, what we did this game was just we were so passive in the early game. Like Blabber seems like I think that our strategy, our team strategy, in play through Blabber in the early game doesn't work if Blabber's gonna be really passive and afraid to do anything, and I think that's what's kind of happened. Um, we're just giving up objectives. We're giving up things in draft that I don't think we should. Like our academy team can play Ziggs no problem. Why are we constantly picking Varus even though the team can't play around without the Varus? It's just really weird. I think the drafting has just been really off, and that's more of a coaching thing. but I think it is sort of the team in that why are your players not able to adapt around a strategy that is shown to work very, very well from a lot of the other teams? And I think it's just, our approach to the game has gotten so predictable that it's like, look, they're gonna do this, just make sure they can't really do what they want to do, and it's fine.
Yeah, and like the weirdest thing was that we hardly adapted to how Team Liquid played. We just gave them Ziggs twice. We didn't really draft any sort of an early game comp at all. I guess the fourth game we kind of did with Renekton to Leah and Silas, and then they inted away a few fights, which was dumb. But I'm not even sure who to like be disappointed in this weekend. I think Perks and Blabber are the prime candidates. Game one, when Perks was on Orion on for some reason, he died to a level 2 or level 3 gank that was predictable. Yet everyone knew it was coming, and he still died to it. He got solo killed by Jensen on a very, very, very smooth play, which I'll give him that one. And then at that point it was just kind of GG as Ziggs took turret after turret. No one had wave clear because it was a Viego and Oriana with half of an item, and there was really nothing they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been disappointed with Perks and Blabber for a little bit now. I think this just sort of reinstates that they've been giving us trouble, and we haven't really tried to fix their issues, or we can't get past them. I was really upset with how we drafted for game 2. Jace, Diana, Viego, Varus, and Alistar. That I don't like that. We picked Jace, which we've never had made really successful. You put Blabber on Diana, his AP junglers are not good, and then we picked Varus, which Ben's going to go with lethality for some reason, and then we're not going to be able to use his damage early in team fights because Blabber, Perks, and Vulcan are going to go in, but you don't have any consistent damage outside of, okay, Fudge just his Shock Blast, and Fudge does his combo, Sven does his combo, then you're waiting for cooldowns to come back up. And there's just nothing, unless you don't like kill someone in that initial burst of everyone is able to hit everything, then they're just like, all right, Jensen and Tactical and Santorin and everyone will just kill you. So I don't like that draft. I hate that we can't adapt our drafts after historically looking at the split and going, look, you haven't won it all with this champion. What makes you think you're going to win or do any better out of like the 1 or 2 wins that you did get with it?
Yeah. Like on top of it, Fudge lost lane on Jace. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't give Jace to Perks and Fudge with Viego, because it would have made more sense to a Syndra to play Jace. And I mean, Perks just didn't seem like he wanted to be there at all. Eve and Fudge look sad during at some points of game 2. So, and like the biggest thing about the Jace and in Varus is getting 2 objectives early enough to sit there and poke out for 2 or 3 spell rotations, and they just didn't look tuned in on Sunday because they were late to everything. In the first 2 games, they got 1 turret, and they just didn't look prepared at all.
Yeah, they definitely didn't look there. They didn't look together at all. I want to see changes. I know that like this season technically isn't over yet, but with how we've been playing this summer and yet another implosion in the summer and how we're playing in the playoffs, I want to see changes. You know, we can talk about those changes later and more in depth, but I just want to see changes. I don't want this to be a thing now. We're C9 dominating the spring and they look fresh, they look good. Come summer season, they look like trash because your players don't have motivation or your players aren't willing to like grind it out or work on themselves or do whatever. I don't know what you do between summer being over and going into spring and through spring versus what you do in the summer. But something along that just breaks your players. And if your players continually do that, you may not want to have those players or you may not want to have those coaches. I just want changes. I don't want this to happen. I want us to go back to going to Worlds, to being the team that NA can count on to get us, you know, past groups and to be competitive. And I don't like this. It just frustrates me.
Yeah. I guess maybe I won't say that that we need roster change, but no, more of like our players need to change in general.
I mean, I think we need.
Like,
if the players refuse to change, then you need you need
yeah.
changes.
No, I know, but like Blabber's still young, and the fact that he's still so set in playing his way, despite the fact that he has an MSI winner, a world semifinalist on his team, is a bit concerning. Like, if Reaper couldn't change him, how was Rain over or Mythy going to do it? So I don't know. If we don't make Worlds, I wouldn't be surprised to see some changes. I'm assuming no one would buy out Perks, so I think the obvious choice is
we're gonna be stuck with him probably.
Yeah. The obvious choice is probably a jungle change, an ADC change. So I don't know. Fudge needs a new contract.
Fudge will stay. I think Fudge will stay. He's
he deserves to be paid a lot more.
He deserves to be paid what he is worth. I agree.
Yeah,
I think Fudge and Vulcan. I think you hold on to them at all costs. I could see a crazy world where you do keep like Perks looks like really good on 80 carries. I don't know why he ever moved away from 80 carries because he looked better on 80 carry than he ever did on mid lane. I don't know why.
That's not entirely true.
Recently.
He also had Caps and a bunch of other good guys too, which certainly, which also certainly helped.
Well, that's true, but I'm just saying, like, I could see a world where you knock Perks back down to 80 carry, because what you need Perks for is the late game team fights, and for him to be that ace in the hole, clutch factor, late game leader kind of guy. You can, I think, bump him down to 80 carry to play more of the late game factor that position does. Import, you know, a mid laner. You can keep Blabber. You can maybe try to get a North American jungler, or I don't know. I think isn't Sven's like residency? Isn't he able to change that after this split?
It's whenever he can get a green card, I believe. So it doesn't have to be a certain time frame anymore. I believe it's just a green card or become a citizen, something along those lines. Because technically, I think Someday was a split away from getting his resident identity based off the old system, but he was able to get it because he either became a citizen or got a green card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's a green card, but it's one of those things. or not a green card. It's got to be something else because I imagine they get a green card just to work. So, but yeah, there's a certain threshold of what they have to meet to become a resident rather than playing here for
I saw
what was
something
it,
about
3
that
years.
today or yesterday, so that's why I asked. But if he can be a resident, I could see him staying because I do like Sven. I think he's very good, and I could see us getting a couple players from Europe to be jungle mid duo. I could see that. There's so many different ways that you could cut it with how we've been performing and everything. So there are a lot of opportunities. We'll just have to see how the cookie crumbles in the off season.
Yeah. We just spent a lot of time on it, but I feel like we should cut it there because
No,
we do
I
play
was
at
yeah.
least one more game this week. We play Golden Guardians on what, Friday?
Let me look.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because we'd play Sunday also, I believe. We play Golden Guardians, who are not good.
Yeah, Friday, August 13th at 6 Eastern.
6 Eastern. Okay, so I have to imagine that will be a walk in the park. Is there anything that the team could show you on Friday that would convince you that they can make it to Worlds?
I just want to see them consistently play together as a team. I just want to see them have good early game, manage your objectives, take good fights, and not do what we seem to usually do, which is try to end away a game early or do nothing at all. You know, that's also been a thing that we've been doing if we're not trying to just pick a bunch of fights. I just want to see good early game. You know, play it smart, play it well, and then transition your lead into. You know, you get a good team fight, you get Baron, and then you win the game. That's all I want to see. You know, and I want to see us draft in a way that we capitalize on picks that are actually strong and are strong with our players and not. Well, yeah, you know, technically it's strong and we can technically play it here, but the team can't play around it worth shit. You know.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see Varus a lot. Please stop picking Varus. There's so many.
that's not going to happen.
You can pick so many other people though.
I mean, there aren't a ton that are getting picked based off what I've seen, really. We did see a Jhin, Zaya, which Sven won't play.
Yeah, he hates Zaya. There's no way he refuses.
I mean, even Kalista is okay. Ziggs.
Yeah, we could play Ziggs even though we don't. We refuse to.
Or yeah. We banned it all summer, so I don't know why. We'd pick it up now, which is dumb. So is there like a benchmark that you would like to see to start drinking the Kool-Aid again, or are you just looking for them to win convincingly?
I just want them to win convincingly. That's all I care about. Give me a 3-0. I'll give them if they can 3-0, even 3-1. I'll be at least a bit more satisfied. But after that, the winner plays the losers of 100 Thieves Evil Geniuses, and we've been struggling against them all season.
Yeah, and that would be to go to the losers final for spot at Worlds. No, or would that be the losers final?
I think I hate brackets so much.
Yeah. Okay, so we play GG. We play the loser of M6, which is 100 Thieves Evil Geniuses. The winner of that plays the winner of M7, which is the winner of Dig Immortals, and then the winner or the loser of TL TSM, and then the winner of those games of the Cloud9 GG versus 100 Thieves EG goes on to the losers final. The losers final is playing to get to the loser of the winners final, of the winners semifinal, and then the winner of that goes on to the grand final, something like that. But
Something like that.
But I know it is not a chance for Worlds, not yet. We have to win 1, 2. Looks like 3 game. No. Oh shit, dude! I don't. Since they switched these brackets up, it's just confusing. So, the winner of Team Liquid TSM automatically makes it to Worlds. They're just fighting for seeding at that point. So, I don't know.
You're so confused.
They'll put it on the broadcast. I could do it. I just didn't take time to figure it out. We do need to win this weekend, both games, to have a chance to go to Worlds. That I do know. There are essentially 5 teams fighting for 3 spots at this point. I think I'm gonna have to see how everything goes, because my original threshold for drinking the Kool-Aid was 3 sub 30-minute wins. If they do that, I will be back on board. If not, I will need to see how 100 Thieves in EG goes. What's your prediction for that game?
Oh, the 100 Thieves Evil Geniuses game?
Yeah.
I'm feeling 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves would be better. Awadaga's been crushing it in the mid lane. And ever since he's played, they've been looking pretty strong.
They fizzled out quite a bit at the end, and I believe that EG is going to win. I think EG is going to win 3-1, but if 100 Thieves wins, it's going to be in game 5. But I am on the side of Evil Geniuses. Reaper always outbrains himself at some point in time, so he's either going to do it here or next week. Hopefully he does it here and against us, because that would be extremely helpful. So
yeah,
we'll have to see on that. But I have EG going on to Worlds with TSM, and then it's going to be a dogfight for the rest of us.
I could see that.
Yeah. I said EG to Worlds the first, or I said in pre-season, check the tapes. And it looks like I might be correct still. But that was just a hot take at that point, and now it's not. So we'll play the loser of that. How does that even work? Oh, when is their game?
Their game is also Friday.
Oh, okay. So they play Friday. The loser will play Sunday against us.
Yes, because they play Saturday.
No, they play Saturday. So we wouldn't play them till Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm dumb. I thought it was going to be 2 games Thursday, 2 games Friday. Loser or winners play over.
This has me so confused.
Oh my god.
This is not your brightest hour, Frozen.
No. So if we win, we go on to play the loser of Sunday or of Saturday on Thursday, or Friday. Then we would go on to play Saturday or Sunday, and then the fight for third and the fight for first is the weekend after that, the weekend before college football starts for Michigan State. So pretty damn good timing. I'm excited. We're going to be done on Friday this week, though, so that's exciting. I guess since I have completely lost my brain today, the last bit of news: Fudge got first team All Pro. Blabber got third team. I'm still not quite sure how Core JJ got first team, but it did allow a unique All Pro first team where each player was from a different team, so it was kind of like a all-star lineup of some sorts. I'm not sure why Core JJ got first team, because I thought that there were at least 3 or 4 other supports who were better than him in summer, but it's still a unique thing. Apparently, it's never happened before, but I don't think that's been verified by the LCS stats team yet. So, but props to them. I don't think Blabber deserved third team, but props to him too. And that's it on news for this week. So anything else you want to add, you are free to go.
I got nothing.
All right, let's get out of here while we still have time on our robot slaving away
All right.
for our audio today. So
thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us at Snarn Bodied. And we'll see you again next time.
Yeah, we'll be back next week in a good mood, or you might get one of my classic 10-minute rants again, just like old times. So hope for the best, because I do not want to be upset for that long. So, did you said 3-0-3-1 for this week?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3-0. I don't think there's a way we should lose a game to GG. They suck. But yeah, that's it for this week. We'll talk to you guys next week, same time.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.